In the heart of the Midwest stands columns that have come to symbolize prestige and the quest for knowledge. These columns have weathered the turmoil of the Civil War and the lean years of the Great Depression. These columns have welcomed the likes of Winston Churchill and George Washington Carver. These columns stand for a long and lasting history and timeless tradition. Among one of Westminster College's cherished traditions is its commitment to educating young men. Founded in 1851, Westminster College stood as a prestigious, all-male institution for nearly 128 years. Yet just as the columns stand as the symbol of Westminster's time-honored traditions, it has also been the place where new traditions emerge and new legacies take hold. In 1978, Fulton residents opened the newspaper to find the bold headline, "Westminster Admits Women in Fall 1979." After nearly a year of meetings and favorable votes, Westminster's president, Harvey Saunders, announced that the Westminster College would be opening its doors to women. Immediately, Professor John Schultz took an application home to his daughter, Betsy, who would become the first woman admitted to an all-male college. Many administrators, faculty, and staff applauded the prospect of coeducation at Westminster. This excitement, however, was soon tempered as the Westminster community faced the many challenges that accompanied the landmark change. First, many administrators worried how the male student population would react to the acceptance of women. Moreover, they remained concerned if their newest female students would feel comfortable at the former male-dominated institution. Outside of the college, administrators also had to deal with an impending lawsuit with William Woods University, Fulton's historic women's college. In October of 1978, Woods administrators sued Westminster to stop the admission of women. Luckily, by January 1979, the suit was settled and Westminster administrators began their efforts to recruit the first female class. In the fall of 1979, Westminster College welcomed 29 female freshmen to the class of 1983. These true freshmen were also joined by 3 female transfer students. Together, these new female students made up roughly 5% of Westminster's 650 students. According to Betsy Schultz Humphreys, many said the columns would collapse when the first woman walked through. But luckily for us, this column ceremony went off without a hitch. Although Westminster has made the leap to coeducation, the transition was far from smooth. When these first women arrived on campus, there was not only a lack of female sports teams and sororities, but also no facilities to accommodate their needs. Marcus Hall received a female-friendly facelift to serve as the first residence hall for female students on campus. Female students also faced the wrath of resentful male students. According to transfer student Janice Matthew Gordons, in 1979, Westminster was divided. Broadly speaking, the faculty and staff welcomed us warmly, showering us with attention and hosting numerous events to help us feel at home.
There were very few female faculty members at the time, and you had a very active fraternity organizations, and so one big concern was, for example, during rush and what have you, what do the women do?
Right.
Kind of thing. So I know we took a trip to St. Louis, big bus, shopping, what have you, spent the day down there just playing and shopping. And Audrey had also arranged potluck dinners at her house where all female students would go out and we'd have dinner at her house and potluck and what have you. So she worked very hard at trying to have things for the females to do, because once again you had this dichotomy in terms of the social life.
Trying to give them a community that they could have.
Yes,
Yeah.
where they got to know each other very well.
Right.
I mean, there were 25 in first class, very small number. They came to a campus where, frankly, a lot of the male students weren't enthusiastic because they had connections to William Woods.
Right.
William Woods students were generally not enthusiastic, so they had to be cohesive among themselves and then with the very few women faculty here.
Right.
Some of our male student counterparts opposed the college's new admittance policy. Their opposition manifested itself in various ways, from social exclusion to insensitive prank jokes and offensive remarks. These women were often alienated by male Greek organizations and excluded from mixers with students from William Woods. Besides the angst of fellow students, these first women felt pressure from others. According to Betsy Schultz Humphrey, we lived in a fishbowl. Everything we did was scrutinized. Despite the many challenges that came with being the first women on campus, these women were not deterred. Through the support and assistance of professors such as Audrey Rimley, these women became successful students and built a strong female community. The first women organized themselves into a group called WOW, which stood for the Women of Westminster. According to one early female student, because we walked together into this historically men's college that suddenly stretched out of its comfort zone, we became linked to each other in memorable and intangible ways. By the spring of 1983, 11 of the original 22 walked through the columns to become graduates of Westminster College. As women of Westminster, these first female students not only went on to successful careers, but left a lasting legacy of what it means to be a WOW.
The women of Westminster College, in many ways, transformed the college for the good. Why would we not want to educate half the population? Why would we not want to give half of our population the kind of liberal arts education that prepares people to be leaders? And I think the fact that women have come to Westminster College and studied with us over the last 35 years and have become part of us has enriched our educational experience, because you get a variety of different perspectives, you get a variety of different leadership styles, and we live in a world where men and women work together every day. And so why not have that kind of world here on our campus?
I'm proud to be a WOW! We're proud to support WOW! Happy year!